What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at again with another video. So we gotta talk about CM Punk pretty much letting it be known in a recent interview, saying the biggest reason why he came back to WWE is because Vince McMahon had been removed. And I think it's kind of an obvious situation that the only reason why that initially happened is because Vince was pretty much gone. And, it kind of made it easy for CM Punk to have that decision of, all right, let me see what WWE is talking about. Let me see what Triple H is talking about. So we're going to get into this. There's an article talking about it. So we're going to go ahead and check this out. All right, so we're going to check out this article from Cage Side Seats. CM Punk thinks Vince McMahon exit was one of the biggest things that led to his WWE return. In a new interview from San Diego Comic-Con, Denise Salcedo talked to CM Punk and asked about what led to his return to WWE last November, among other questions. While answering the question about his return, CM focused on Vince McMahon's WWE exit as a pivotal occurrence. Salcedo asks, at what moment did you realize, hey, I want to go back to WWE, or I need to go back to WWE? Was there a specific moment for you? Punk responded, no, because it was never like a thing that I was yearning to do. There were a lot of things that happened for the pathway to kind of clear. The stars had to align, there had to be a full moon. A lot of dominoes fell in order for us to get here. There was a never a man, I really like to go back. Vince McMahon being out of the pictures probably illuminated the way. I think that might have been one of the biggest things, and that both ways for everybody who's gonna obviously sensationalize a headline. It wasn't me. It wasn't him. It was just there's a lot of history there, and all of a sudden one of us is removed from the equation, and I think it changed a lot of things. It's worth noting that Vince McMahon was still in a top executive position in TKO in November 2023. At the time that CM Punk returned to the promotion, it wasn't until late January 2024 when Vince was finally gone from WWE, following the shocking accusations made in Janelle Grant's sex trafficking lawsuit. However, there were reports going around by October 2023 about Endeavor CEO Ari Emanuel removing McMahon from WWE creative process, thereby allowing Triple H to run the show and make talent decisions such as bringing back Punk without interference from Vince. No matter how you slice it, McMahon outsters has gone hand in hand with WWE booming business in 2024, and Punk's return is certainly part of that equation. I think a lot of us can clearly indicate that was one of the main reasons that CM Punk was even wanting to come back. If y'all remember, Triple H had made it very clear this was like a spur of the moment, not spur of the moment, but it just happened relatively so quick. We had the whole situation with AEW, and Punk wasn't really just like, oh, let me go to WWE, but I'm pretty sure some conversations were had, phone calls were had, and Triple H and CM Punk finally, I guess, buried the hatchet, let bygones be bygones, because time had changed. Are they best of friends? I don't think so, but they have a better working relationship and understanding of each other years later. And I think with Vince being out the picture, because even though he was still in the company, he was mostly out the picture when it came to what you saw on WWE television. That just made things that much easier. Because if Vince is there and he's in charge of creative, would they have had a conversation? Maybe, but I don't even think Punk would have even wanted to. But since he's gone, or he was in a situation where he didn't have to directly be involved, it made it that much easier for CM Punk to have a conversation with Triple H. They hash things out, and then they move on with a plan to see how things could go forward. And that's exactly what happened. And now we have one of the greatest feuds, that we've seen in WWE outside of The Rock and Cody and Roman and Cody. We have one of the greatest feuds we've seen in a while in WWE and damn near all of wrestling because of Vince McMahon not being there, Triple H and CM Punk having that conversation, and now look what we got in Drew and CM Punk. Look at that feud. Look at that feud. That is a money feud, and they haven't even really fought each other since the Royal Rumble. It's one of the people are gonna remember this feud years from now. Hopefully the matches live up. I do think they will, but people are gonna remember this just how good it was and how good it's been. So we've gotten one of those type of situations where none of this happens if one, the Tony Khan situation don't happen and he ends up firing CM Punk. None of this happens with that. If Tony Khan handled his business and his company, none of this would even be a thing. We wouldn't even have the CM Punk and Drew feud. But then you got to take into consideration if Vince don't get removed from his day-to-day duties, we probably don't have this feud either. So it's just a lot of things, like you said, a lot of dominoes fell at the right place. It was a full moon. Everything lined up. The stars are lined up for this to happen. And it worked. But we all know the biggest thing was simply Vince McMahon not being there. That's really what it comes down to. So comment down below. Let me know. How have y'all been, feeling about CM Punk's return to WWE? Have you guys been enjoying what they've been doing with him so far? Or have you not been enjoying it? Let me know down below. But I appreciate all the love and support y'all showing on the channel. Road to 150K. Appreciate y'all kicking with me. See you on the next one. Peace.